Welcome to the Frozen Rope Podcast, where we will talk baseball within ourselves and with special guests. Be sure to follow our Twitter, rope_frozen, for the latest news, reports, polls, and more. I'm your host, Justin Blyer. Play ball! Here we go. Welcome to the very first episode of the Frozen Rope Podcast. I'm your host, Justin Blyer, and today we have a special guest with us. Allow me to introduce the Reno Aces third baseman, Wyatt Mathisen, from the Arizona Diamondbacks organization. How are you doing today, Wyatt?
I'm doing good, Justin. How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. Well, first things first, Wyatt. I got to give you some congrats for winning the D-backs Minor League Player of the Month for June, hitting .348 and 11 bombs. Now, you've been producing like this all year, but how does that feel to get that recognition within the organization?
I mean, it feels good. I struggled a lot early in the year, so it's really great being able to like pull the season together and keep grinding through it. Get hot at the right times, and getting recognized by an organization is obviously a big deal. So it's the first time it's ever happened in my career. So it's pretty awesome, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I've been watching and keeping up with you. I know like Reno does a really good job of putting all those videos on YouTube and stuff, because some minor league teams don't really do that, but they do a really good job, and I really love your swing, and you're just torching the ball right now. Well, a little background on Mr. Mathisen here. You went to high school in the Corpus Christi area, and you were actually teammates. I'm going to try and say this right. Maybe you can help me with this. Rob
Zastrizny, yeah. Me and Rob are best friends, so like we grew up across the street from each other until he went off to college, and then when he came back from pro ball, across the last couple of years. So best friends for about 20 years now. Been crazy. Got to play together, and then we're both second round picks, and then we're going to play against each other this year. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Now, do you guys, I got to ask you, do you guys ever talk smack and just kind of say, make bets on, if you were to face him, you're hitting, he's pitching, who would win the matchup?
Yeah, we definitely have a little bit of trash talk. We faced each other twice in high school, I think. It was my freshman year, his junior year, and just a scrimmage. I hit a homer to left center off him, and he hit me the next at bat. So I got the advantage right now. But we'll see what happens this year if we end up facing off against each other.
Now, you've played all over the place in high school, and in your senior year, you hit .453. You had an 11-1 record with a 1.05 ERA, 100 punch-outs, and oh yeah, you made the All-State team. Now, I got to ask you, do you miss getting on the mound?
I thought I did, and then I had to pitch this year in one of our games, and I was so sore after the game that, no, I don't really miss it much, especially with the shoulder problems I've had in the past and stuff like that I honestly don't. I would rather hit anytime at all.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my next topic, was that you did get to pitch against Tacoma. Yeah. I bet that was pretty wild.
Yeah, I was throwing a little bit too hard apparently. I was only like 82, 83. I wasn't throwing as hard as I could, but I definitely wasn't doing the whole pitch softball thing. So I got hit around a little bit, gave up 3 runs. So it wasn't too bad, but I just didn't want to walk anyway. That was my whole goal, was just to throw strikes.
Right. All right. So now we're out of high school, and you were invited to your very first spring training this year with the D-backs. How awesome was that?
It was awesome. I mean, it was a change of scenery for me on how everything is ran per se. It was a lot more relaxed and be yourself type atmosphere. And so it was awesome. Like, I'm for sure in camp, it was awesome being around the big league guys, and none of them, there was not one person in that big league clubhouse that was like, you thought, it was on, you're not in the big league, so like, and then you type attitude. So it was awesome. They're all really welcoming, even if you could be a brand new guy from another organization. So it was great being around those guys.
Yeah, that is something I've noticed about the Diamondbacks organization, is they do seem like one big family, a really good organization. They care about their players, and yeah, no, that's good to hear. Were you starstruck by any players, either on your squad or those in the other dugout?
Not really. I mean, you watch. I mean, it's obviously when you see like certain guys, like you see Adam Jones come in the clubhouse, and you see guys that you've been watching on TV for 10 plus years, and you see him, and you're like, holy crap! I'm in the same locker room as like a potential Hall of Famer. You got Greinke in there; he's probably gonna be a Hall of Famer. And you got guys like that who are just like, you're like, wow, I've watched this guy. I remember watching this guy on TV, and it's and you see guys across the field. You play the Dodgers, you play the teams that are loaded with superstars, and you're like, well, I watched Joey Votto play 5 years ago when I was in high school. It was a winning MVP. So and now I'm playing against him in a game. It's pretty crazy.
Well, I do know that you didn't let the moment get to you when you faced the Brewers in spring training. Before I say his name, I'm sure you remember who you hit your home run against.
Yeah,
he's in their bullpen right now.
Yeah, it was a lefty. Honestly, I'm blanking on his name right now. He used to play for the Rangers, lefty specialist. He came in, got a 0-1 fastball middle in, and got it up in the air and got the Brewers spring training place. He applied that pretty good, so we got it out of the park. So it was nice.
Yeah, that was Alex
Claudio. Yeah, that's who it was. So it was cool.
Yeah, I actually remember seeing that. I'm pretty sure they showed that on MLB Network, and I watched that one day, and I was like, "Oh, who was that? That was a rocket."
Yeah, it was a good time. I mean, we faced a couple of big leaguers down here, and I've been lucky enough to have some success off of Colin McHugh and Blake. The home run off Blake Train was probably my most proud home run I've hit in my career. Was probably that one. Knowing a guy, it's one of the best closers in baseball in a rehab. He's probably not in all outs or rehab assignment. He's not taking it seriously, but for me, it's awesome being able to be like, all right, well, maybe I can compete against these big league guys. So it's a good thing. You get hit off guys who are really good players.
All right. So now, Wyatt, we're going to go from the field to the gaming chair. And I've seen that you're quite the gamer. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your Fortnite game?
I'd probably say a 7, solid 7. I'm not like anything spectacular, but I can do my own for sure. Like, I'm not going to beat any of the top players or anybody that's that invests their whole day into Fortnite. But for the average baseball minor leaguer, I'm.
Now I'll ask you this: where's your go-to place to land? It can be past, it can be present. Mine personally was I think it was Lonely Lodges. I mean, I love to go there. Where was your favorite place?
The same 4 guys we've been playing. Me, Kevin Crone, and then a couple of other guys that played pro ball. We like to go. Our original place was Anarchy Acres, and I know that was almost a year ago. That place, but that was our go-to place was Anarchy Acres. And so we miss it every time we jump. We're like, oh, we'll go to Fatal instead. It's a close second, but. We like the open places. That's where we like to go the most.
How long did you last at Tilted Towers?
When it was real tilted, depending on the game. There were some games I could walk out of there with 8 or 9 kills, and there were some games I would land and get a gun before I was dead. So it really just depended on the game, depending on if I could get a decent jump to get a gun at first or not. It all depends on the game.
Now, tell me what your favorite, or I should say, your also go-to weapon to use.
I would say it was the pump back when it was the best weapon in the game. Probably now, the best gun in the game. The game I'd want the most in my inventory is probably a combat shotgun. But you can never go wrong with the SCAR, guns like that. But definitely, probably some type of shotgun for sure.
All right, so now I'm going to quiz you on see how well you know some of your teammates. You ready?
Some of what?
I'm going to quiz you on how well you know your teammates over there in Reno. So the first question, this is kind of funny. I made up this question about a week ago, and I made this question up before this event happened. But I'll ask you the question, see if you know the answer. Which of your current teammates nicknamed himself the anti-hero?
Cody Decker.
Right, and so I didn't realize that he actually ended up retiring.
He retired right before the All-Star break, game before the All-Star break.
And was it because he was the leading home run leader in the in all minor league baseball?
He had some really good job opportunities off the field that were coming up. So him and his wife were actually going to be hosting a 3-hour radio show. So they just couldn't pass. He couldn't pass up on that opportunity to just start fresh with a new type of thing. And he's gonna start opening up like a base building in El Paso for like trying to build that city, I guess, to reach its full potential for baseball. So he just had some off the field opportunities that he couldn't pass up, and he found a bang walk-off home run. As much of that minor league baseball is just chilling, like absolutely, it was incredible.
Yeah, after I heard about that, I was like that, and I know because I just stopped playing, and if I were to go out, that's the way I'd want to go out, is hitting a walk-off bomb.
It was I'll never see anything like that in my career again. I can almost guarantee you that. We were talking about in the dugout. He came up, Tomas had just hit a single to be the tying run on first, and Decker came up, and we were like, what a way we go out right here if he had a walk-off homer. And if there was one guy that I've played with my whole career that could go 2 weeks without getting at bat, strike out his first 3 at-bats of the game, get a game-time single in the 8th, and then come up in the 9th with a chance to walk it off and do it, it wouldn't be anybody besides Cody Decker. That's the only person I could ever see doing that, and all the players I've played with in my career.
All right, so now we're going to go to question 2 here, and it's kind of just your own opinion. Which one of your teammates would most likely survive a zombie apocalypse?
Zombie apocalypse. Caleb Joseph, for sure. Now that I think about it. Caleb Joseph.
Why is that?
He's real big into like escape rooms and like the strategy stuff. How to it's not surviving, but how to get out of situations and stuff like that. And I think he would just have the most savvy when it comes to what to do to survive the zombie apocalypse. It might not be the whole fighting the zombies per se, but how to avoid, how to get out of places and stuff like that. So definitely Caleb Joseph.
All right. So now I'm going to give you a few rapid fire questions. You ready for these ones? All right. Where's your favorite spot to eat in the Reno area?
It doesn't matter where I'm at in the world. It's Taco Bell.
Really?
Yeah. Big Taco Bell guy.
No Johnny Rockets?
No, that's very, very down on my burger list. That's for sure. I'm a big Whataburger guy. Obviously, being from Texas, so it's definitely Whataburger and Taco Bell.
Ooh, now, have you ever gotten the Cinnabon Delights from Taco Bell?
I have not. I've got the cinnamon twist one time, I think, in my life from there. I'm usually never hungry enough afterwards to eat dessert. So I've never even ordered it because I know I'm not going to eat it.
Ooh, well, I got to recommend the Cinnabon Delights, right. Man. It's definitely worth it. And actually, it goes really good with the Baja Blast Freeze.
Okay.
Don't know why, but it really does.
Right up.
All right. Next question. Favorite ballpark that you have played in?
Favorite ballpark? Probably, I think either my home field last year in Indianapolis or probably maybe Columbus in the Indians AAA. Those Indianapolis was incredible. Their stadium is notch, and the crowds it's packed every single night. Probably, but the stadium itself, definitely Hartford. The Dunkin' Donuts Stadium was about league to get for the minor leagues.
Yeah, and actually, since I'm in the Ohio, I live in Ohio. I know I've never been to the Columbus Clippers Stadium, Huntington Park, but from what I've heard, a lot of people are very impressed by how it looks.
It's very nice. It was our division last year in Indianapolis had some really nice. Louisville's pretty nice. Ours was nice. Columbus was really nice. So I was pretty spoiled last year in our division, playing at really nice parks every day.
Now, since you're a ball player, I know you have to have some kind of superstition, right? Can I ask what that superstition is?
I don't really have a certain superstition. I just have like a set exact routine, like what time I start things at, what I wear on the field, what cleats I wear on certain games, like that. It's not really, I wouldn't say it's superstitious. It's just really routine. Like I wear the same cleats at home, and I wear different cleats on the road. I wear the same exact wrist tape and arm sleeve every game. I start exact times for when I go out to stretch, when I start to stretch, whenever I come in the dugout. Everything is exactly the same, like all the time, the whole entire game. And that's really superstition. It's just really routine based. Now,
who would you say that you've seen like that has the weirdest superstition as a teammate? Like, are there any guys in your clubhouse that are like, wow, like that's really strange?
Not that I've really noticed. I don't think where it's like a really like out there superstition that you would like watch on a movie or like anything like that. I think it's more just everybody has like their exact, like sort of like me, everybody has their exact like time they do stuff, like same stuff every single day, but it's none of it's like out of the ordinary, that's for sure.
All right. So I'm not going to let you go easily here, but would you rather have all traffic lights you approach be green or never have to wait in line ever again?
I like being green. I'm like a really impatient person. I mean, the lines would suck too. There's nothing worse than when you're driving up to a light and you're trying to get somewhere sort of quick and then it turns red and you have to sit there for 5 minutes. So I'd probably say the green light.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I cannot stand waiting at red lights, and I really need to get somewhere, especially if I'm late for work. But all right. Now, I know there's probably going to be some young ball players listening in to this podcast. Wyatt, do you have any tips or inspiration for those aspiring ball players out there in the world?
It's just don't be afraid to fail. And when you do fail, don't get upset at yourself, because this game, it might seem easy when you're younger or when you're in high school, but once you get to college and like you get the chance to play professional baseball, you're going to get out a lot. Like, and it's you don't think about it when you're a kid. I never thought about it once, but the fact that like Hall of Famers, the best players ever play this game, get out 70% of the time. And there's no other job in this world that where if you only succeed 30% of the time, you're the best player, you're the best at that job in the world. And so you just don't be afraid to fail. And if you do fail, it's going to happen. Just make adjustments and learn from it. Don't get you're going to get upset, but just don't let it affect the rest of your game or the rest of like you're off the field, like for your parents or whatever else. But just have fun, grind, work hard. Because if you want to play at this level, it's not easy. You got to work. Where I can guarantee people, there was no one that worked harder than me as a kid growing up. It was in the cage 5 days a week, on fields 4 or 5 days a week, and always playing baseball. From playing in the front yard with Rob, like wiffle ball, 12 hours a day in the summer, to just playing regular summer baseball when we got older and all that stuff. It's a grind, and you got to work if you want to get anywhere past the high school level.
Right. I mean, that's something that every ball player needs to carry with them is, look, baseball is a game of failure, like you said, and you have to learn how to deal with that failure if you're going to keep progressing as a ball player. So that's a very good tip for all those aspiring ball players out there in the world.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I couldn't thank you enough for being my special guest today. I would like to say that you have made my very first podcast quite the success.
Awesome. I'm glad to be on it. If you ever want to hook up again, just let me know and I'll be available.
All right. And so I'm not sure how much you look at Twitter, or like if people commenting about you and stuff. But I was just doing, I came across, and I don't think there was one, and I'm not sure there should be a reason, but there's not one bad thing that anybody said about you on Twitter. There's a lot of people like me, if you ever have a chance, there's a lot of people that are like, hey, D-backs, call this guy up, like we want him, we want to see him, this guy's going off this year. So you definitely are getting the recognition you deserve, and that's something that is great to see, and I will keep following you for not just the season, but for the rest of your career.
I appreciate it. It's nice to have the support of it. behind you. We can't do this without fans and people supporting us, so it's awesome.
All right, man. Good luck for the rest of the season. I'm sure we'll be seeing you in a D-backs uni very soon. You have definitely deserved it, man. Best of luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Justin.
And for those listening, Wyatt is on Twitter as well. It's at WMathisen_4. So make sure you go give him a follow. And thank you, everyone, for listening in on the very first Frozen Rope podcast. Be sure to check us out on Twitter and our website, www.frozenrope.wixsite.com. And have a great rest of your day.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.